It feels great, when you're doing so well, and especially, your team is doing so well. And I think the WPL experience was totally different for me, because first time we are playing a WPL, and that stage we have been watching when men's were playing, and it was a dream when we will get the opportunity. And when we got this opportunity, and I just want to grab that opportunity with both the hands. And I think the entire team, they played a very big role, especially the sports staff. They have been very supportive. They have been always giving us the platform which we were looking. Especially our training sessions was very exciting, and we have done all the preparation from the day one. And I think that tournament played a very big role, and I learned a lot from that tournament.
The team worked very hard over many years to bring that to that level and to that success, and now we're the number one. I think it also for me is a big inspiration and motivation also to see, let's say, what kind of potential the brand has, and obviously we try to further amplify our game and achieve, let's say, also more market share gains in the other countries. So for us it's a clear inspiration and motivation to even push harder.
Well, cricket is something which is very close to my heart, and I always wanted to become a cricketer. And the first thing, which I have learned that, I have to be very consistent from day one. If I don't follow my routines, I'm not going to achieve anything. And, for me, my daily routines are very important. Following my dream and following my goals, it's gave me a lot of motivation to do well.
And what inspired you to join cricket or to be serious about cricket? Because I think your dad was also a professional athlete, but volleyball and basketball, you choose to go a different direction. Was it the rebellious kid who wanted to do something different, or what caught your interest and your excitement?
Well, actually, my dad was the first person only who introduced me in the cricket also, and he used to play, other sports in school, but cricket was something, he was playing when he got married, and when we were young, he brought us to the ground when we used to play with him. From day one, I can only remember, holding bat in my hand and playing with him. And I don't know when I started and how I learned. The only thing is, from day one, I was playing with him. I was playing with my brother, and when I got to know about women cricket, and he was very supportive, and he was the first person who forced me to join that school where women cricket was happening. And I think because of him, I got this life, and I got this sport.
Were there any stereotypes which you needed to fight? Because I think cricket is still very perceived as a male-dominant sport, and then go back even more now, 20-25 years, I think even more so back in the day. So were there any stereotypes which you needed to fight, or you needed to stand against?
The only thing was that, I was playing cricket, but there was no women cricket, except me. I didn't see any women athlete, who is playing cricket, or even the other sports. I was the only one, who was training with boys playing, and people were watching me. And sometimes they used to go to my parents and ask, why she's playing with the boys, you can make her, maybe, do something in studies, or, do something else, but why sports? But my dad was very clear, and he was like, I'm not going to stop my kids, whatever they want to do. The reason, I'm sitting here because of, and he was very clear, that if I want to become a cricketer, he'll be very supportive. And when I got to know about, women cricket, and he was the first person who sent me to that school where I can, play cricket with the girls.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think, let's say, all the self-confidence which you showed, let's say, to say, like, look, I'm going to change the game. I'm going to be the one who is going to bring cricket forward as a female. I think is unbelievable. So it's really inspiring, your journey.
Thank you.
Well, I think there's a similar analogy to sport. Success doesn't come overnight. I mean, you need to train hard, you need to work hard, and you need to be very consistent year over year. And I think what we did is, let's say, always focus on building a very strong team locally. I think from the get-go, we took also India as a market very serious and said, like, look, we need to build a very strong team who can help us to succeed there, because here from Herzogenaurach, we will not, let's say, be able to assume what is right for the Indian market. So we always focus on having a strong team there. And also have very lean reporting. So the Indian team has direct access to us in global, the global product team, the global marketing team. So they get all the support they need to succeed. And I think that, strong team locally and that teamwork with our global teams made us successful.
Not only when I joined PUMA, even before that, I haven't seen they have been very supportive. They have been giving shoes to the all young girls. Even when I started playing cricket, that time I didn't have any brand to sport, but Vinwant was the first person who sent me the Spikes pair, and those were my first shoes which I got for free. Otherwise I have to do the savings to buy any cricket shoe pair. But when you have your all cricket gears, you have your all cricket things which you need, then you can do things freely. Because in my early days when I have to buy things, I have continuously thinking how I'm gonna buy it, because it's a very expensive sport. You have to think about all your cricket gear and all your cricket stuff. But when you have a sponsor, you don't need to think about that. You can only focus on your performance. And I think the PUMA sports has been it's a great sport for me, and I think it's my biggest strength now.
And I think what you just talked about, I think that's exactly the role which you would like to play, not only supporting the professional athlete like you and trying, let's say, to work with you to even better your performance by exactly developing the right product for you, but also giving access to the new generation by providing them with goods and access to the sports.
Yes. I think we have to just keep fighting, entire life, male been very dominating in all the sports, but now all female athletes, they have been working really hard to change this mindset. And today, I really wish, through this campaign we can, make those changes. And when I go back, we can see those changes, because the campaign, we have done where, people were asking who is the next brand ambassador, and 80% people, they were asking it's a male ambassador, but they were surprised when they saw me on the board. And I think these changes, this awareness, it's a great platform where we can show this awareness. And I'm sure after this campaign, people will think about women can be also a champion, they can also lead the team, they can also be a game changer. So I think this campaign will play a very big role.
And I think the number 80% I think shows, let's say, the stereotype which we still need to fight together, because as you said, I mean, your numbers are just terrific and outstanding, and they were not associated yet with a woman. Only 20% did so. And I think that's exactly the stereotype which we need to fight there. Well, I think as a global sports company, we have both the duty and also the task to really amplify female athletes, giving them more visibility and also more support. And there are a few things which we also do on the product side next to the marketing side. On the product side, we are developing specific women's fit shoes, or be it on the football side or running side, because her physics are different. And also for apparel, we are providing for all the different life stages specific products to fit the female need. So, and I think that's on the product side. And then on the marketing side, I think the best thing we can do is giving you a platform to amplify your story, because I think, again, it's about the inspiration, telling the stories, which will then motivate the next generation to follow, or even, let's say, push the envelope further.
I think the comfort, of every athlete, they look for the comfort. And yesterday, when I went to the store where they were showing me the new shoes which are about that, I can try them, I can give them the feedback. So I think those feedbacks play a very big role, and they are so flexible, they are ready to make those changes, and they are thinking about athletes. And I don't know what, when you have a brand who is so comfortable, who is so, ready to do all the changes for you and ready to give you all the comfort, that plays a very big role. And I'm so glad that, they were looking for my feedback, they were looking for what I really want to wear. And I think the comfort plays very big role, because if you are comfortable, you can perform well or do the great things on the field. And I've been always looking for that comfort, and PUMA is ready to give me that comfort, and I'm really happy about that.
I'm very happy that exactly you're experiencing that service promise which we also want to make, because our whole company has been built 75 years ago on the promise that we would like to work with the athletes to make them perform better, to make them perform faster. And we can only do that in the dialogue. And we need to understand, let's say, what drives your performance, understand, let's say, your body movement, and also understand, let's say, what is comfortable for you. And that is, let's say, also our attitude to make the product then which is good to enhance your performance. Thank you again. Thank you.